Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. This is Henry. I had plans to dive today, but to get additional footage because I'm kind of down to the crunch here. I've been really busy this week. However, earlier in the week when I was doing a workout, I popped quite a few ribs out of my back, and then this morning I was going to load my dive gear and get out in the water and do a dive and obviously film today's upload. But yeah, I didn't know how my back was going to feel. Like all my ribs, I can feel it up and down my spine. Like it's just pulling. I have a hard time actually taking a big lungful of breath. And I can't imagine if I'm trying to hold something like trim in the water column and trying to hold it up that I could do it without incredible discomfort. I have a hard time getting on and off the couch as it is. So unfortunately, that's just what it is. However, I'll take this opportunity to do a little bit of an update about the channel, as well as essentially give you an update about Maggie. So as the longtime followers know, or recent followers, you guys would know that Maggie has had a TPLO surgery, meaning that they had to, she tore her labrum, Maggie tore her ligament and tore her meniscus, and that required them to, so this is the femur, this is the tibula, and I believe I'm getting that correct. The tibula is the lower part of her leg, and then this is the thigh up here, that would be the femur. So what happened was that they had to essentially surgically cut off the top half of this knuckle, place it into the correct position, and then put a metal plate there to secure that knuckle in place. And so that surgery that took place on December the 12th, and she's been on schedule doing her proper walks according to the instructions that were given. And she hasn't been off leash since November, essentially, just trying to contain her movement, because as I've talked about before, Maggie has two speeds: snuggling on the couch or like a tornado ripping through the yard, playing with Daisy, her sister. So the other day I took her into, I guess this is like maybe going almost 3-4 weeks ago now, I took her to the vet to do a follow-up. One of the doctors there was inspecting the surgery to see how things went, and he thought, it's really weird because this thing is a bit loose, which is not supposed to be. So we scheduled a follow-up appointment to double check it, and sure enough, it was. So he said, look, it's definitely loose, and the surgeon is replying to the doctor saying, look, you got to double check. So finally arranged for a third visit where the surgeon and the doctor, the attending doctor, both inspected it, and they determined what happened was that, so if this is the joint and this is her femur, again, the lower half of the leg, and so this is her knee. So when she steps, it goes like this, it goes clunk, clunk, clunk with every step. This condition is so rare. I think there is a name for it. I don't actually know the name, but the surgeon said he's been operating on knees for 25 years, and he's only seen it one other time. It's so rare that he had to consult the other 3 surgeons that we have locally in the city, and between the 4 surgeons, they've only seen it 4 times in all of their collective experience. So Maggie has this, and it's not a result of the surgery, nor is it a result of anything we did during the rehab process. It is what it is. That's what happened to her knee. They were very sympathetic, and they're actually very, very nice. The surgeon gave us a huge discount to get that fixed. It's a very simple fix. So if this is the thing here, they take a stitch and they run a line of stitch across whichever direction to prevent it from rotating in, so that it can just rotate like a normal, so it doesn't track sideways at all. A very simple procedure, quick 1 or 2 week recovery period, just waiting for the sutures to heal essentially. And the good news, while I was in there, he will remove the metal plate that's securing the top half of this knuckle right here, and because it doesn't need to be in there, and when they leave it in, there's always a potential for future problems. It causes arthritis and all sorts of things. Typically, it's not removed because it's an invasive surgery to remove the plate afterwards. But because we're going in anyway, we're going to remove that plate, which is awesome, at no additional cost. Again, the surgeon was super nice. He gave us a huge discount. And the clinic that we're going to, where the surgery takes place, is also giving us a discount as well, too. So the surgery is only going to end up being like $2,000 instead of like $3,000 or whatever it is. So it's so unfortunate because Maggie's has such a rough winter, and we're not done. Wait, there's more. So the time of filming right now is Friday. So Thursday night, like we're talking like at 12 or sorry, Thursday morning, like 12:01 kind of thing. Maggie asked to go to the bathroom, so I'm still up. I take her outside, and she started peeing blood. Like, what the hell? Like, we're talking, and it was like a weird peeing too. She would go pee and then move 5 feet, pee again, move 5 feet, pee again. I had no idea what was going on, so I phoned the vet at 9 o'clock because they open at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. And so she peed at basically midnight, peed again at like 2 in the morning, again at 4 in the morning, and she barked and asked to be let out. So she didn't make a mess in the house or anything like that, but it was really strange behavior for her. So at 9 a.m. I phoned the vet, got an appointment, and I said, look, my dog is peeing blood. So got an emergency visit, took her to the vet at 10 o'clock, and took an urine sample, and doctor did a what do you call it? Not an inspection, but a whatever you want to call it. Did an inspection. I can't remember the word for it, but she determined that it's likely a few options, but she didn't want to talk about the really bad options. But she said, look, I think that we want to address the most likely option, which is an infection. So she gave me, she sent me home with Percocet and as well as antibiotics. And then later Thursday afternoon, she called me back because the urine sample came back and the results are conclusive. She's got more than likely a high probability of a bacterial bladder infection. And that's what she was feeling, was that blood lump inside her bladder, and that's why she was peeing blood. So during that time, she's already started her meds because I got sent home with the meds. And so right now, time of filming is evening time on Friday. So she's been on meds now for like a day and a half, I think. And she just did her pee just now. She's already improved. It's not peeing blood. I haven't seen blood in her last 2 peeing sessions in the yard. And as well as she seems so much more playful now. She's trying to play with her sister, and of course she's still on leash, and we're trying to keep her movements contained so she doesn't do more damage to that knee, which is still healing for a few weeks. So Maggie has had a rough run this winter. It's been tough for her. She hasn't been off leash. She hasn't played in the snow with her sister, to the point where, she's just wanted to play so bad. I had to bring the 2 dogs outside separately just so that that they weren't trying to wrestle in the snow, because they love doing that. Anyway, I think she's going to be on the road to recovery for the bladder infection, because I'm not seeing any more blood. She seems super happy right now, like wanting to play. She's on Percocet until tonight. I think she gets the last of the 2 days worth of Percocet, and then the antibiotics she stays on for like I think a 5-day session, and then we have to do a follow-up at the vet, the urine sample again a few days after the course of antibiotics, of course, and then we'll go and see if there's any more bacteria in that urine. Man, Maggie, she's she's something else. Daisy, meanwhile, nothing is happening to her. She had a few things when she was young, but man, nothing. Like, she's like a tough dog. Nothing's happening to her at all. But Maggie seems to be the one that's got all sorts of little problems. Oh man, I feel so bad for her. But you know what? I think she'll be healed up perfectly just in time for the summer as we head into camping season and whatnot. So again, I couldn't dive today because of my ribs are out, and I don't have an appointment with the chiro until Monday. So yeah, it is what it is. So little channel update for sort of a channel update, I guess Maggie update, and as well as I am still diving, just and I do have a lake that isn't frozen. We've got just crazy cold weather here in Vancouver lately, as well as we got a lot of snow. Like, I actually have problems trying to get my vehicle, even in 4-wheel drive, trying to get to some of the dive sites, and as well as some of the lakes are frozen. So it's been an interesting year for us, but yeah, we'll see what next week brings us. Hopefully I get into water. All right, thank you so much for my Patreon supporters, and we'll see you in the next video.